For those who are unfamiliar with Phil, he's a family man, a serial entrepreneur, and a co-founder of the Cape Independence Advocacy Group. He's working towards the creation of the Cape of Good Hope, a first world country at Africa's southern tip, bringing freedom, security, and prosperity to all who live there, regardless of their race, their religion, and culture. Phil leads a party called the Referendum Party, also known as RP, and is an immigrant who has lived in South Africa for over 20 years now. According to Craig, the Referendum Party was inspired by the Brexit Party, which is a political party in the United Kingdom.
Brexit.
Now, before we start the video, I just wanted to point something out about the flag used in the beginning, which looks very similar to the white supremacy flag used in the United States of America, but except this flag does not have stars.
The Confederate flag was made in the 1800s as part of the Southern Rebellion against the United States.
And that deep, deep racism that's part of slavery is so much a part of that flag.
Comment down below on what you think about the flag. Also, while you're at it, don't forget to like this video and hit the subscribe button, because you will be getting a ton of content. And if politics is something that you are passionate about, this is definitely the one channel that you need to be subscribed to. In an interview, Phil was asked if Cape independence is possible, and this is what he had to say.
Thank you for the privilege of addressing you today. The subject that I chose was Cape independence. Is it a fool's errand, or is it a survival strategy? Is it possible? So is Cape independence really possible? Well, the answer, of course, is yes. Almost anything is possible. And when it comes to Cape independence, the process is relatively simple, which of course is very, very different from saying it will be easy, because it will not. Those who claim Cape independence isn't possible tend to do so based upon a very formulaic reading of the Constitution, which both totally disregards both political realities and the wider legal universe, which includes international law. And I could lay out for you in great detail the legal argument that explains why they're wrong and how Cape independence is legally possible. But in doing so, we'd all be missing the point. And this is because most of us have totally underestimated the sheer political magnitude of what the Western Cape people voting legally in a referendum for Cape independence would mean. There hasn't been a single referendum in the entire democratic era. So I want you for a moment to imagine waking up in South Africa the day after the Western Cape has voted to leave. It's the end of a hard-fought 6-month referendum campaign, and Cape independence has dominated the news cycles every single day of those 6 months. And now, under the watchful eye of international observers, the IEC has announced the results.
So simply he thinks that Cape independence is very possible. Although legal experts say the complete opposite. University of Cape Town law professor Pierre de Vos has previously written that a constitutional amendment would probably be required to allow a province to take over policing duties. This simply means that they might have to adjust the country's constitution in order for provinces to handle policing. Professor also states that this is not a provincial matter, but a national matter. Only the national executive and the national parliament can legally bring about secession through, which simply means that only the national government or the president and the parliament can legally make such big decisions, like allowing a province to secede. They might need to change the constitution in order to make it happen. Basically, it's really difficult to picture a situation where South African laws and politics would let one province become its own country, especially because even political parties like the Democratic Alliance do not support this idea. So the parties pushing for Cape exit seem to be promising voters something that probably won't happen. It's like selling them a dream that won't come true. So, is it possible for the Western Cape to separate itself from the rest of the country? Well, it's difficult to say. The Western Cape wanting to separate itself from the rest of South Africa probably wouldn't work out well because it has limited resources in industry and agriculture. Plus, it relies heavily on the rest of the country, like other provinces, for energy and resources. If you've made it this far into the video, comment down below on your thoughts on Phil Craig and if what he's doing is a waste of time or some sort of distraction. Thank you.